Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the top 5 assault rifles in Call of Duty Warzone. We're going to be comparing them head to head, and I'm going to be ranking them from 1 to 5, picking which guns I think are the best. 2 guns left off this list is the M13 and the SCAR for 2 specific reasons. The time to kill is just so low on both of them, and the SCAR is just not as good a gun. So I left it off the list just because it doesn't really even compete with any of these guns except for up close due to the high damage. And the M13 is just a gun that the damage is so low it just lacks in time to kill everywhere. So I let them both off the list. But in today's video, I'm talking about the M4, the Kilo, the AK-47, the GRAU 5.56, and the RAM-7. We're comparing all these guns head to head. Like I said, ranking them in a bunch of different categories from 1 to 5. I want you guys to comment down below right now. What is your favorite assault rifle to use in Call of Duty Warzone? In today's video, we're going to be comparing them in the accuracy category, the mobility category, the time to kill category, which is probably the most important category, the damage and the range, the basic 5 stats that matter most about what makes a gun excellent. Obviously, most of you guys should know the M4 and the GRAU are 2 of my favorite weapons, but today's video is going to be showcasing a new god gun for Warzone that you guys probably have never used. There's a lot of factors that make it excellent. So I'm going to be showcasing everything to you guys in today's video. If you guys do enjoy, you guys learn anything new, you want to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. About 98% of you guys watch my videos have not yet subscribed. If you guys want to subscribe, it would greatly help me out. So starting it off, the first factor that matters the most, which is probably the least irrelevant in comparing all of these guns head to head, is the damage category. 4 of the weapons besides the AK have the exact same damage profile. So the damage obviously goes to the AK. The damage alone is going to make this gun excellent at close and mid-range. The range is where it lacks a little bit, and obviously all 4 of the other guns have the exact same damage profile, so there's not really anything to compare. As far as the range, you obviously have a 4, a 5 shot, and a 6 shot kill range with that of the 4 weapons. The GRAU is the absolute #1 gun. It is going to kill in 4 shots at a longer range than the RAM-7, the AK, and the M4. And then the 5-shot kill range is the most. It's about 10% more than that of the Kilo. So it does beat out the M4 by a long shot at mid-range. It beats out the RAM by a very long shot at mid-range. Beats out the Kilo just by a little bit. And the AK, once again, just by a little bit. But as far as comparing it head-to-head, RAM versus M4 versus GRAU at mid-range, the range is incredible with that of the GRAU. So I personally have it as the #1 gun for range. The ability to get your 4, your 5, and your 6 shot kills, specifically mid to long range, is where the GRAU is going to excel. So I have it ranked #1. The Kilo is the second best weapon as far as the range. Obviously we're talking about little bits, but the 4-shot kill range of the Kilo is actually the highest range out of all the weapons, which sets it apart pretty well. #3 in range, I have the M4, because it's just a little bit better than that of the RAM, but almost identical. Now obviously the RAM, the AK, and the M4 are probably going to be at the end, but the 2 guns that matter most for range is the GRAU and the Kilo. And then the next category I want to discuss is the accuracy category, because the RAM, the M4, and the AK once again are at the end of the pack. The Kilo and the GRAU are the 2 top guns for accuracy. The GRAU, if any of you guys have ever used it, it has a lower fire rate along with that of the Kilo. Therefore, the low fire rate makes the recoil pattern a lot more easier to control. But with the specific class set of a run on the GRAU, I definitely think the recoil pattern is better than that of the GRAU than the Kilo. But they are easily the top 2 weapons. And when I was testing out the RAM-7 today, I tried a different class setup on it, and I found the RAM-7 to be extremely good, if not identical, probably pretty close to that of the Kilo as far as the accuracy category. Obviously, the AK is not that of the best. The recoil pattern is probably the absolute worst, and the M4 has a lot of vertical recoil and drags hard to the right at the end. So I definitely would say the top 3 for sure is the RAM-7, the Kilo, and the GRAU. And then the mobility category, this is talking about the movement speed, the aim down sight time, and the strafing speed. The GRAU is absolutely #1. It has the fastest movement speed and the fastest strafe speed. Second place is the RAM. It has the second fastest movement speed, the fastest strafe speed, and tied for the fastest aim down sight time with that of the GRAU. So the GRAU has the fastest ADS speed and the fastest movement speed by a long shot, and the RAM-7 is just barely behind it. And then obviously talking about the M4, it's right in the middle of the pack. It's definitely pretty good as far as movement speed, aim down sight time. Definitely not lacking compared to the other 2 weapons, the GRAU and the RAM, but it's definitely a solid third. And then the Kilo and the AK are just nowhere close. The AK is definitely on the bottom as far as movement speed. The straight speed is very low. The movement speed is very low, and the aim outside time is a lot worse, about 20% slower than that of the M4. So definitely holds down the very end of the category. So the basic thing to take from this is the range, the accuracy, and the mobility of the GRAU is #1 in every single category. The Kilo takes #2 in 2 of them. And the RAM is holding pretty solid in the middle, with the mobility being very good. The accuracy is pretty good, but the range is not that of the best. So the biggest thing to note here is the AK took last in every single category. The M4 was also on the end of all the categories. So now talking about the most important category, which is the time to kill up close and at mid-range. The AK-47 with the regular AR rounds has the fastest time to kill, significantly faster at close range than that of the M4, the Kilo, and the GRAU. Now, obviously, if you stack that with the 5.45 rounds, which makes it the AK-74U, your time to kill up close is going to be extremely improved, but your range is going to get cut extremely hard. So I recommend 100% if you're going to use the AK to use it as the AK-47, not putting the SMG rounds on there. Talking about the mid-range, it once again takes first place, but the RAM, as far as close range, is almost tied in the time to kill. It's about 10% faster than that of the M4, the Kilo, and the GRAU by a significant shot. And at mid-range is about 15% faster than that of the GRAU and the M4 and the Kilo. So close range and mid-range, the RAM significantly takes the time to kill category, which is one of the biggest factors because people have 250 health in this game. The RAM absolutely outclasses all of these weapons as far as close, mid, and long range. Even at long range, it still once again kills at 10% faster than that of the M4 and significantly faster, about 15 to 20% almost, than that of the GRAU and the Kilo at long range. So the bottom line to take a look at here is what makes the GRAU so excellent. The accuracy, the mobility, and the range is incredible. The time to kill is significantly on the lower end. It has the lowest time to kill up close. It has the slowest time to kill at long range, and at mid range has the slowest time to kill. So as far as what makes it good, yes, it's good for players that need the range, that need the accuracy, that need the mobility, but the time to kill lacks very, very hard. So as far as if you have a GRAU fighting a M4 up close, 99 out of 100 times that M4 will win that fight. Along with comparing it head to head, if you put a GRAU versus a RAM at every single range, you guys shoot at the exact same time, the RAM-7 will win that fight 99.9 times out of 100. So the GRAU is an excellent weapon because the stats of it are so good. But the biggest thing to note here is the RAM has an excellent mobility, has the fastest fire rate of all the assault rifles, but is still a very accurate weapon, and for that reason has the fastest time to kill at every single range, close, mid, and long range, than that of all the other assault rifles. The biggest thing, it does lack in range by a bit, but the time to kill is so incredible compared to that of the assault rifles. I have it ranked as my #1 assault rifle to use in Call of Duty Warzone. It's just probably the most underrated gun. Like I said, I tried using it today. I was using the rubberized grip tape with the commando grip, stacking it together to get the accuracy improved with obviously the long barrel on there. And I was absolutely crushing players. It was a different class setup I never ran. I wanted to try it out to see, because for me, the RAM has a pretty hard to control recoil pattern. It's a little bit unpredictable. So I tried to put the accuracy part on it, and I found myself absolutely crushing people with it. So I had the RAM ranked #1. Obviously, #2 is the GRAU. The mobility, the accuracy, and the range is so good. But if you're in the late game end zone, you know, 1v1 fight, the GRAU is never going to win that. But because Warzone is such a big game, such a big map, a lot of your fights are going to be between, 50 to 100 meters, if not, somewhere in the middle. So the GRAU is going to be the best gun there. As far as the M4, I have it ranked 3rd. It's mobile. It has a good time to kill across the board. It's very good at long range. Pretty average gun across the board, so it's going to be ranked in the middle because it's pretty average. And then the Kilo is going to be ranked #4. The Kilo is an excellent gun at mid-range. It actually has a faster time to kill than the M4 and the GRAU. So if you're a player that plays a little bit more aggressive, the Kilo is going to be pretty good. It's accurate. It has an excellent mid-range, so it's definitely a very good gun if you're playing 55 meters, 50 meters or less. Your time to kill is going to be very good there. The AK-47 I have ranked as the worst just because the accuracy is so bad It is only good at close and mid range, but once again, even in those ranges, the accuracy is not that of the best, and the range is a little bit lacking. Like I said, the biggest thing with the AK in multiplayer is if you stack the 5.45 rounds on there, it makes the gun a lot better, which in Warzone is going to make the gun a lot worse. So I rank that as the 5th worst gun. But the RAM taking number 1 is probably a factor you guys weren't expecting. The GRAU was number 2. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think is the number 1 assault rifle to use in Call of Duty Warzone. Make sure you guys like the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys use code Trapgod on all of your SCUF and GFUEL purchases.